PG Department of Commerce to lead us in prayer.
Heavenly Father, we come before you with gratitude as we begin this faculty development program. Thank you for the gift of knowledge, the passion to teach, and the opportunity to grow. We seek your guidance in all that we do. Bless our founder, Reverend Father Dr. J. Abulraj, DMI sisters, MMI fathers, our staff, and all of us. Bless each faculty member gathered here that we may be inspired to nurture and guide our students with wisdom, patience, and compassion. May this program to be a time of learning, collaboration, and renewal. Fill us with your grace so that we may be instruments of positive change in our institutions and society. We ask this in your holy name. Amen.
Now I call upon Mrs. Che Madhumita, Assistant Professor, PG Department of Commerce, to share details about our college.
Good afternoon to all. St.Joseph College is a co-educational Christian institution run by the Management of Society for Education for Life. This college has been established in 1994 and has been taken over by Reverend Father Dr. J. Aruraj, OMI, and managed by DMI Sister from 2004. This college is approved by Government of Tamil Nadu, affiliated to University of Madras, aggregated by NAC with a grade A. Two-year status of UGC Act 1956 and ISO 21001-2018 certified institution. DMI is also known for its time-honorable tradition of imparting quality education to the society and rendering social service without discrimination. Reverend Father Dr. J. Ariraj is the founder and chairman of the college. He is ably supported by Reverend Sister S. Lalita, Superior General, and Reverend Sister S. Nyanaselvam, Managing Trustee of this society. The vision of the college is to provide a disciplined life with a spiritual base to remain fully alive and fully human.
Thank you, ma'am. As we are about to start this faculty development program, now I call upon Dr. P. Pochiran, Head Assistant Professor, PG Department of Commerce, to give welcome address.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. P. Pocherian, Head and Assistant Professor in the Department of Commerce. I feel happy to present welcome speech. A warm welcome to all present here. It gives immense pleasure to welcome our humble Reverend Sister Dr. M. Baby, Administrator. We welcome you, Sister, and welcoming our energetic Principal, Dr. R. Ruben. We welcome you, sir. On behalf of our management and PG Department of Commerce, along with IQAC and IIC, we welcome you all. It gives immense pleasure to welcome our session resource person, Dr. V. Gajendran sir. We welcome you, sir. Now, I welcome all the faculties, research scholars, and students present for the today's session. I welcome you all. I'm sure that this session will enlighten us all and hope this session will provide to gain adequate knowledge. Once again, I warmly welcome to everyone.
Thank you, sir, for welcoming us. Next, move on to here to gain the thirst of wisdom. Now I call upon Dr. K. Valarmadi, Assistant Head, Assistant Professor, PG Department of Commerce, to provide the resource person introduction, followed by handing over the session.
A warm, very good afternoon to one and all gathering in this faculty development program. I am Dr. K. Valarmadi, Associate Professor, PG Department of Commerce. It's my privilege, honor to introduce our esteemed resource person for today's sessions. A visionary leader and expert in the field of Adoption and research, Dr. V. Gajendran has made remarkable contribution in research field. So he is currently served as assistant professor in the Department of Humanities and Social Science in Tamil Nadu, Dr. Ambedkar Law University, where he has been institutional in research experience. He is postal doctor fellow in Good City from Good City near Creek project by IIT Hyderabad. Global subscriptions project York University, Canada, and he is selected as a scholar in India, Swiss scholar in exchange program, and also he is the principal investigator, research associate, and a project assistant in more than 5 projects. With a wealthy experience and passion of teaching and research, and published number of journals, books of publication in the reputed journals at a national and international level. So we are truly privileged to have with us today to share insight and wisdom. Please join me with a welcome our resource person, Dr. V. Gajendran. So, and I am handing over the session in our resource person. Thank you.
Um, Thank you very much, Dr. Valarmadi Madam. Am I audible to all?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, very good afternoon. Today, I'm going to handle the session Writing Effective Research Proposal. So, when this topic was given to me, and I decided not to give a lecture based on PPT presentation. So I just want to develop an idea of what is effective research proposal through a co-learning process. I personally agree with the principle called co-learning, that the knowledge is not given by experts, but the knowledge is gained through co-learning process. So in this way, I have shared Google Docs document. Today we will have an interactive session with each other, and let us all try together to understand what is a good research proposal. Okay, just I want to pose a one question, and I want the participant to reflect on it. Good proposal. So, as faculty members from various colleges and institutions, definitely we will be guiding PhD scholars, MPhil scholars, and MA students. And when we guide them for the projects, so they will submit a proposal to us. So, how do we evaluate a proposal as a good proposal? So I welcome the response from the participant to list out a criteria. So how do you evaluate a proposal as a good proposal? And then we can take it forward. So I just welcome the participants. Some of you can tell what is a good proposal. Anyone? There are 83 participants. Some of you can engage with the question, what is a good proposal, so that we can take the discussion forward.
Sir, good research proposal,
Hmm.
according to me, is a well-structured document
Okay.
that clearly outlines the research idea, objectives, methodology, outcomes, etc.
It's a structured document, uh, objectives,
Research ideas,
research ideas.
methodology, methodologies, and outcomes.
Okay. And outcome. Okay. Then some of you have responded. So in the chat box, proposal outline the plan. Okay. Okay. So all of you agree that it's a structured document, objectives and other things. Okay. So when you submit a proposal for research proposal for funding, um, how is the chance of getting accepted? So most of the proposals get rejected when they submit for project proposal writing. So in that case, so why project proposal get rejected? Any of you can answer why project proposal get rejected? Any of you?
Lack of proper financials.
Lack of, okay, so which means a proposal contains a budget, so the budget may not be fit for the funding process. Okay, budget not suitable.
Sir,
Okay,
sir, shall I?
then yes, please.
The research proposal may not be cover what are the problem which uh, prevailing in the society and the sustainability. So they will expect the funding agency realization of the project. They will expect some sort of realization of the objectives or proposals relevant to the practical
Okay, so which
environment.
means the lack of clarity. Okay. Mm. Okay. Okay, let us have a reflection on these. Generally, what we think is what is a good proposal. So we have some idea, and when we are applying for the project funding, it may be get rejected. The main reason for getting rejected is there will be a call for, right. So there are funding agencies like ICSSR. Okay, poor writing. So there are funding agencies like ICSSR, UGC, and all those funding agencies call for proposal, and we respond to the proposal by submitting a project proposal. But the problem is we may not be expertise on the particular area, so we may not expert, but even though we are not expertise in the particular area, we submit a proposal to get a project, since there is a call for proposal. So that is the basic reason for rejection of proposal. When you are submitting a proposal without having proper expertise, then there is a high chance for rejection of proposals, right. So today we are running in a race where we need to get the projects and other things. We respond to that, but we do not know. We submit a proposal which is out of our expertise area. So as all of you agree that we may not be expertise in one area, we will be expertise in but some part of the some specialization even within our domain knowledge. So in that way, so when we are writing a proposal, we have to take one thing in our mind, that we need to write a proposal in in our expertise area, right. So this is a fundamental in thing that we need to keep in mind when we are writing a proposal. So when we write we need to write a proposal in our expertise area. So this is a fundamental thing that we need to keep in mind when we are writing a project proposal, right? So when we are writing our expertise area, we will be very write a very good topic, right? Then I'm going to discuss on how to identify a good topic. So we are expertise in particular area. Even then, we need to have a project which is to be a very good topic that we need to identify. So how do we identify a good topic? So that is for research. That is for challenge. That is a challenge that we face when writing a research project proposal. So the first thing is there is there any good topic, bad topic? How to identify a good topic? Can anyone say how to identify a good topic? Is there any way to?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
According to me, it should align with our expertise,
yes,
background,
yes,
field of study,
yes.
and we have to look into the current trends.
Ah,
So these are, according to me, this may be some of the areas which may
yeah.
lead to identifying good topic.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. So, anyone else want to share your opinion? So, what is a good topic for research? So, the answer is there is no good topic, there is no bad topic. So, there is nothing called good or bad. The only thing is there is a favorite topic. So, we have a expertise, and we will be interested in particular. Yes. We will be expert. We are there is no good topic and bad topic. We are having some expertise and we have some favorite area. So if the topic is favorite to us, then we can go ahead with writing a project proposal. So that's what two things initially we need to keep in mind. The first thing is we should not write a project proposal to respond to any call. We have to only write a project proposal in our expertise area. The second thing we need to keep in mind is that research proposal, there is no good research topic or bad research topic. So there is only favorite research topic. And then how to get a favorite research topic. So the third important thing in writing a project proposal is we need to develop a curiosity within ourselves, right? So curiosity is the third thing. When you are writing a project proposal, you we need to develop a curiosity within us. If we understand, if we have a curiosity, definitely we can identify a favorite topic and a good topic. Okay, so what I would like to share my own experience in identifying favorite topic for my research. Generally, I was engaged in, as already informed, I was engaged in a good city project at IIT Hyderabad, which was funded by British Academy. So the project was trying to understand what the people think as a good city. So during the field work, I was visiting resettlement site in North Chennai. So when I was walking through the resettlement site, I found that there was a leakage of water from a pipe from the second floor, and it's falling in the ground. And no one is stopping the water flow. It was like the pipe was damaged and it was falling. So the very simple thing is, I was very curious. Okay, what is happening? Why no? If water is getting wasted, someone has to stop it, right? But no one is coming, and it's not easy to repair in that particular place. I was trying to understand why such things are happening, and then I was trying to understand. I was trying. This was a curious thing that was running in my mind, and I was trying to get answer for my question. Why? Water is flowing down, no one is stopping it, right? So why is this was a question running in my mind, and I was trying to get answer for the question that I asked to me. When I was asking the people to give answers, then I found that So the building was constructed by Tamil Nadu Slum Clearance Board. Today it is called as Tamil Nadu Urban Habitat Development Board. That is the maintenance of the resettlement site is with the hands of at the Tamil Nadu Urban Habitat Development Board. But the people cannot influence the government officials. Usually, if the maintenance is under the we are all under the municipal corporation. We will be under the ward. If there is overflow of water in our locality, we immediately approach the councillors, right? If the councillors are not doing the needful thing, then we will say that you came to us and we voted for you by stay for these rings. Today you are not doing so. That there's a kind of voters and politician. There is a relationship between voter politician relation through vote bank politics. So that popularly called in political science. This vote bank politics makes the ward councillor to work for the welfare of the people. But what is happening here? The people who are living in the resettlement site, so the councillors are not having the authority over the resettlement site, and the maintenance is with the bureaucrats, right? So the new form, form of urban governance, where bureaucratic urban governance, leaving the electoral politics aside, and putting the people in the vulnerable situation, right? So this was thing I was trying to, then I was thinking, okay, so urban governance in reed settlement site, this could be one of the interesting topic. So I developed this I was came to this kind of topic through the curiosity that I asked when I saw something in the field. And similarly, 10 years ago, I saw a documentary film called Yarukaga Singara Chennai. So the movie was, the documentary was taken by a group called Chennai Makkal Valurimi Iyakkam. So this association produced the documentary, and I got a chance to have a look at it. So when I was looking at the documentary, I found that okay, so there was a lot of development projects coming into the picture, and then what is happening? The development is also associated with the displacement. Okay, so when I was watching the movie was documenting the development projects and displacement. I was asking the question, what is happening to the displaced, right? So this is a kind of curiosity we need to develop. So when we are seeing something, as a researcher, we need to have a curiosity among ourselves, right? So these are, so far I have discussed three things. The first thing is we need to write a proposal only in our area of expertise. That is the first rule. The second rule is there is no good project, bad project, only favorite project. We need to identify a favorite project. The third thing is we need to be very curious. We should always have a sense of curiosity. What is happening, right? So when we have a sense of curiosity, we can get an interesting proposal. Okay. So far, I hope all of you are following me, right? So are you able to get along with me? Am I right? Are you able to get along with me?
Sir, yes.
Yes, right? Three rules, right? The first rule is, anyone can say the three rules? Sorry to ask the question.
Need to write our expertise area.
Right, expertise area. The second rule is?
One is yes.
Thank you.
Favorite topic, right?
Favorite.
Yeah.
It is
So
favorite typing, sir.
yeah, for
Favorite.
favorite, yeah, there is no good favorite topic. How to identify a favorite topic? Curiosity, right?
It's based
We
on
should,
expertise.
yeah,
And
curiosity,
curiosity.
right?
Curiosity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these three things are very very important, right? So when we have all these things, these three things, we can get a good research topic, right? So once we get a good research topic, then what we have to do, the next question is, okay, I have a good research topic, I found the good research topic. So if I write something on it, will I get funding? So how to write a research topic, right? So then what is the major criteria for the funding agency look at, right? So there is a question called there is an important aspect called novelty. So what is novelty? Anyone can anyone respond? Right? So novelty means what? Novelty. So if a project will uh, get funding if the project is proposing a novel research question, right? So novelty is very very important. Novelty. What is novelty? Any idea?
Something which is new and unique.
That is the point, right? So every day, every topic, right? We may be interested. We may have a favorite topic. We may got a curious thing, and we may develop a favorite topic. So the point is, we need to understand the research is like a building block. So someone will do a research, and the other person will come. They will look at the previous construction and they will build upon it, right? So the knowledge is always incremental, right? Increase from one stage to another stage. Likewise, when you are even though you have your favorite topic, you have developed through curiosity. The point is, if you written a proposal which is already which research which similar kind of research is already done by someone else, then the question is why the funding agency should fund the project which is already done by someone else, right? Very recently I was involved in scrutinizing the project proposal for funding at a funding agency in Chennai. It was a center established by the government of Tamil Nadu. So when I was looking at, the first thing is there was a very good proposal. Like someone said, right, what is a good proposal? Structured document, very clear objectives, research ideas are very clear, methodology is right, and outcome is also good. But we did not give we did not select the project because there is no novelty. Novelty means whether the research is addressing something, a unique thing which is not explored by others, right? So how then the point is, okay, novelty is very very important, right? Without, if you are not having novelty in your research quantities are not novel, then there is a high chance for the rejection. So therefore it is novelty is very very important, that we need to keep in mind when we are writing the proposal, right? The point is how to arrive at novel question. How to arrive at novel question. Research question. How to arrive at research question. So this we need to understand, right? How to arrive at novel research question.
By identifying the research gap.
That is the point, right? So the point is, the next important point is, after novelty, how do you develop a novel research question? You have all of us researchers have to identify the research gap. Research gap, right? So research gap is very very important when we are doing a survey. How to identify the research gap? So the next question is, how do I identify a research gap, right? So that is the point. How to identify the research gap?
By comparing with
Through
previous
review of
studies, literature review.
Yes. So we need to do a strong literature review. Literature review, right? So now the point is, literature review is done in there are different two kinds of research that is coming up very recently. One is like that is coming from the positivist framework from literature review, very strong literature review. There is also another kind of research called grounded theory approach. I think some of you, most of you must have heard of that, right? So what is grounded theory approach by Strauss and Strauss and others? And this literature review is very, very important. We need to do a strong literature review, and uh, then we need to find a research gap. So the next important point is that we need to keep in mind is, first one is expertise, second is favorite topic, the third is curiosity, the fourth important aspect of a research proposal is novelty. How to arrive at a novel research question? We need to find the research gap. So how to come find a research gap? We need to have a strong literature review. So what is grounded theory, right? So grounded theory, there is a question. So the grounded theory is something, it starts from the field. So usually, generally, write a research. We do a research by starting with literature review, and then frame objectives and go to field and collect data. But the grounded theory approach, in case of grounded theory approach, they start from data collection, and they does coding, and they analyze, do a thematic analysis, and then finally they refer to the literature, existing literature, and they compare and contrast, and they will do it, right? They focus. That is, grounded theory is more of inductive in nature. Our research are more of deductive in nature. So most of the research are deductive in nature, right? So that is a difference. Okay, so literature. When we are speaking about literature review, uh, there are certain things we need to keep in mind. So, what we need to keep in mind while we are doing a literature review? Any guesses? What we need to do while we are doing a literature review? Yes, of course, literature review is going to help us in identifying the research gap, so that we can develop a novel research question. So, while we are doing a literature review, what we need to do while we are doing a literature review? What we should do while we are doing a literature review? Anyone would like to respond? What we need to do while we are doing literature review?
Sir, based on the research gap, we
Mhm.
would like to find out which are the areas, what are the studies which are always already there, which
Okay.
gives direction towards the type of need. For example, we may be looking for a theoretical need or
Mm.
empirical need
Mm.
or methodological need. That depends upon different types. These are the different types of research gaps. So
Okay.
based on that, we would like to focus our area into that area.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else want to respond? Thank you, sir. So first, we need to identify a set of literature. Anyone want to need to check whether it is
Yeah,
already
yeah.
exists?
Based on what is his objectives and findings, suggestion, what he left out on that particular topic.
Okay.
So this will able to find out this. We'll go through the
Okay.
literature.
Okay. So thank you very much for the answers. First thing is, first we need to identify certain literature which is relevant to our area, and we have to do a comparison. So if we have identified some 50 articles or books, articles, and something literature, first we need to read the literature, and we need to make a comparison about within the literature. So what all these literature are doing, right? So is there any similarities within that? We need to make a comparison between the literature. The second thing is, after doing the comparison, we need to focus on, we also need to do a contrast analysis. So, is there any contrast argument between the scholars? So, for example, what is poverty? If someone is asking, someone say that poverty is something when people are not having money to buy food. So this is something this called, then it is called as poverty. Am I right? Am I right? So an author may argue that poverty, if any person is not having money, then for food and shelter other thing, then food and basic needs, then he is in under poverty condition. So some other scholars say the same thing, a person is not able to buy something, but he is able to manage his food basic needs, but he is not able to buy he fulfill his need in comparison with his neighbor. Right, in the previous case, when a person is not having able to buy food, that is called as absolute poverty. Then the other is called as relative property poverty, where a person is not able to meet the standard of others, right? So in this case, you need to check like this. There are many, I'm giving a basic conceptual difference contrast in the defining the poverty. The previous one is called as absolute, and the second one is relative poverty, right? So similarly, when we are doing a literature, first we need to compare and then we contrast. Is there any contrasting arguments that are coming up, right? And then we need to critique. We need to make a critique of the literature what we have done. Okay, so they are saying something, is it right or wrong? So we need to make ourselves very unique, right? Okay, what is happening? So this person is arguing like this, the other person is arguing like this. Okay, do are they right or wrong? So we have to be very critique of we have to make a critical analysis of the literature review. So the critique is the third important aspect when we need to do a thing. Then finally we need to connect. So what is connect? Sorry, so the finally we need to connect. Okay, so there may be a lot of literature, but in the same area where we want to do literature, but it may not be directly relevant to our research, right? So in that case, first we need to identify literature, make a comparison, contrast, and critique the literature, and take literature whatever is relevant to us. So this is what we need to do in the literature review, right? I want to tell one thing very importantly. If for writing a proposal, it will only take 1 week. So within a week we can write a proposal, but the preparation for the writing the proposal will take years, right? So 1 year or 2 year, that is that will take a long time. So that particularly the length of the time particularly will be most of the time will be spent on literature review, making comparison, contrast, critiquing, and connecting the literature which is relevant to us, right? So so far all of you able to follow me, right? Can you please respond? So all of you able to follow me so that I
Yes,
can.
yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, okay, right. So, little recap. So, expertise is very important. We need to write a proposal in an expertise area. We need to identify a favorite topic. We need to be very curious, and the research question that we raise should be novel. How to raise a novel research through identifying research gap by doing literature review. The literature review should do the following. In literature review we need to do the following things, like 4 things: comparison, contrast, critique, and connect, right? So connect to the topic we have identified, right? And the next important thing is we need to be very clear in certain things, right? So when we are writing a research proposal, we need to make a distinction between research question and research objectives. So research question and research objectives. So what is it? We need to make a clear distinction between this, right? So any of you can distinguish this? What is research question and research objectives? Anyone want to reflect on this?
Sir, research questions are open-ended,
Okay,
and here research objectives are clear, specific, closed-ended statements.
okay,
And then the research question is to identify the problems and the gap between the whatever is there in the literature. And the objectives provide us a roadmap how to
okay.
how to complete that. And
Okay.
in the literature review, the research questions are in question mark type, that is interrogative. And
Okay.
here we have got, in case of objectives, these are declarative or statements, which of
Okay.
course perhaps maybe later on through hypothesis have to be tested, etc.
Okay. Okay. So now the point is, yes, someone has asked in the box that can I share a sample research proposal. So I'm not going to do that, but I will tell what should be in the by the end of this session. I will clearly tell what should be there in the proposal. What is the only the basic difference is, see, we need to understand the research question is something we raise in the introduction of our research proposal. Research proposal introduction one irukku illaya? Yes, please. Vanadi Vasanthi Ratnam. Yes, please. You want to say something? Okay, so the research question is something that we raise in the introduction of our research proposal, right? So when we are writing the research proposal, we raise a question, and the research, literature review and other things, the methodology and everything, it will follow that to answer to the research question. So research objectives will be in the methodology part, right? The research question will be in the introduction, and research objectives will be in the methodology part. Research objectives are measurable. Research objectives are measurable, right? So research questions are not measurable. So research objectives are measurable, right? So uh, how to write? So is there any relationship between uh, uh, we can write a question. So research question will be like this: is there any relationship between gender perform gender uh, and performance in work? So this can be a research question. So is there any relationship? So we'll put in the beginning, right? We are right. Okay, this is my research. I'm going to find out that is there any relationship between gender and performance in work, right? This is a research question. Objectives, right? Objectives is like objectives is like to find out the relationship between gender and work performance. So this is a kind of objective, right? So I hope you understand all these things, right? So it's like we raise certain question, and then in objective we may, in objectives is more measurable, and it's a kind of measurable, so that we need to keep in the methodology part, right? So when we are writing a research proposal, uh, another important aspect is like research design, right? So what is research design? So what is research design? Anyone can answer?
It is a blueprint for our research. It
Ah,
lays out
hmm.
it lays
So it
out
is a
the
blue, ah, right?
overview
So
or
this,
overall
hmm,
view of the how we are going to do our research.
right. So research design, we say that it's a blueprint, but we call it as most of the scholars call it as strategy of answering the research question. So strategy of asking the research question, right? So when we are speaking about something like so, what is kind of we have raised a certain research question, then we will ask that first we say whether we are going to do a inductive research or whether we are going to do a deductive research, right? So inductive research means we collect data, and from the data we try to theorize, right? So and verify the theories or try to theorize. In case of deductive data, we will verify the existing theories, right? So that is the thing. So whether we are going to do a inductive research or deductive research, what is relevant for the research, right? So then it will be that. And when we are speaking about types of research, you must have heard of descriptive, right? Descriptive research, right? Exploratory, experimental, uh, explanatory, right? Have you heard of all these things? Right, definitely all of must teaching this, right? So descriptive research, so it will address the what question, what is happening, right? So if our research question is trying to understand what is happening, then we will say that okay, it is a descriptive research. When we are trying to explore something new, then it is exploratory research. If we are trying to understand what is we explain something, then it is explanatory research, right? So experiment, if you want to use a certain experiment, then it's called as experimental research, right? So what kind of thing I'm going to use to respond to my question, so that we need to be very clear. And then based on this, we adopt a methodology. We adopt methodology. This methodology will we will adopt the methodology to suitable for the research question that we can answer, right? So in this case, there are quantitative methods we use. We use qualitative methods. Excuse me, some my voice is echoing. Kanan's right? Yeah. So the methodology part, be based on the design, but the question design and other thing, we follow adopt a methodology that we can use in our research, right? So this is the thing that we need to keep in mind, right? So now all of us are curious, okay, what a research proposal should be, right? So then I just want to give you an outline of what a research proposal should contain, right? That I will do, right? So basically, a research proposal should have a title, topic. See that this topic we develop, that is favorite to the researcher. So how to identify? First, we identify a topic that is favorite to the researcher. Then the proposal should contain, the next section should be about introduction. So in introduction, we introduce the topic, the favorite topic, and we raise research question. We in the introduction we raise research question. Uh, then we need to explain the rationale. Rationally means why this topic is relevant today. First year, and then we have to write an introduction which introduce the topic, and we need to raise research questions in the introduction. And then in the next section, we need to write a rationale. So rational means why you need to why the study is very important. What is the significance of the study today? And that you need to very clearly precisely mention, right? So when we miss this section, the rationally behind this, then it is very we may lose getting the project, right? So the rationally is the one where we need to be very we have to very clearly explain this is the rationale of the research project. And after mentioning that, we need to hello we need to the third section will be literature review. The literature review, already I have said we need to do an extensive literature review. uh, we we have to mention the literature which is relevant. When we are doing literature review, we will compare, contrast, and then critique and connect. When we only need to mention the literature those are relevant, right? So relevant literature, and in that relevant literature highlight research gap. So we need to mention we need to cite the relevant literature and highlight the research gap. And then the next section will be what methodology section. So next section will be methodology section. Here you need to mention objectives, method of data collection, and analysis. Method of data collection and analysis we need to mention. And the next section will be particularly on budget. So how much budget is required for doing the project, for the project in the project. And then we need to mention timeline. So when we are going to complete the project, what is the duration of the project, and the last two thing is conclusion and references. So so this is the thing that we need to keep in mind, right? So when we are writing a research proposal, so the structure of the proposal will be like this, right? So first there will be a topic. How to identify the topic should be very favorite, and then followed by the introduction. In this introduction we need to raise the research question. So what I am going to these are my research question. I am trying to get uh, get an answer for this question. So will there be an abstract? Not necessary. So if the agency asks for the abstract, then you can mention. If not, there is no need. But in the introduction you have to clearly mention, you have to introduce the topic, and you have to raise research question. For those research questions you are trying to get answer from the research project. And after the introduction you have to clearly mention the rationale. So what is the significance of the project today I'm writing a research doing this proposal, but why this is very important today? So whether this is there any significance? So that you have to strongly mention, right? And then you have to do a strong literature review. So relevant, as I mentioned, while we are doing literature, there will be a lot of literature, but first we need to understand what are the authors are arguing. So we need to compare. So okay, so these people are saying all these things, so this is the core argument. Is there any contrast between these two? Okay, the contrast argument is there, right? So you make a critique of that, and finally you identify literature which are relevant to your topic of study, and take all those relevant literature. So in that relevant literature, highlight the research gap and mention it at the end of the literature review. So after that, write a methodology. In the methodology, you can put objectives, method of data collection and analysis. Yes, of course, someone has asked whether we need to mention the limits or limitation of the study. Yes, if you find some limitations of the study, definitely you can mention. So there is no objection to it. But the core thing is, in the methodology part, you have to say what is the objective, why you are choosing the particular method. So the method, there are quantitative, qualitative, and mixed method research, and a lot of things are happening. You can use any methods, but you have to choose a method which is suitable for your for the objectives of the research. So therefore you have to clearly mention this is the objective, this is the this is the method I am going to use. I'm using this method for this particular purpose because this the objective of the research requires this method. And then you have to mention the way method of analysis, how will I analyze the data. So then we need to the proposal should contain budget, and then timeline, what is the duration of the project, conclusion and reference, right? So I just it's time 3 o'clock. I just want to wrap up through the by having a overlook. So initially, we have discussed what is a good proposal, right? So usually, uh, we have good idea. So what is good proposal, right? It's a structure, document, and other things, right? It should be very. It should have a proper structure, right? Then it's fine. So then, what is a good when we are writing a good proposal, we may fail in getting we may fail in getting the project funding because we are not writing an interesting topic, right? So we may write a research project proposal which is out of our expertise area, right? So therefore, when we are writing a project research proposal, always write a research proposal in your expertise area. And then in the expertise area, we need to find out a favorite topic. How to find out a favorite topic? We need to have a sense of curiosity. Always we need to have a sense of curiosity, and through that curiosity we can identify a novel research gap through literature review. So the literature, what we need to do in literature review, we need to organize the literature, make a comparison, contrast, critique, and connect. So connect means we need to identify the relevant literature to other research thing, right? Then there are two things: research question and research objectives, that we need to keep in mind. The research question will come in the introduction part, and the research objectives will come in the methodology part, right? So the research question is something that we raise the question, and we are trying to get answer for the question in the through the research. That is the one, right? So then our research design should be proper. So what, based on the research objectives, what kind of research we are going to use, we have to explain whether it is descriptive, exploratory, explanatory, or experimental, whatever it may be. And the structure of the research proposal should be will be like this. First, the topic, you have to mention the topic, and then introduction. In the introduction, we will raise the research question. We'll introduce the topic and we raise the research question. And then after the introduction, we need to write a rationale of the project, why this project is important today, the significance of the project. Someone has mentioned in the comment that we have to write a research proposal on burning issue, right? So whatever it may be. So what is the banning, right? Today you have to tell that this research is very significant today. So that is would be the rationale. And then we need to have a strong literature review. The literature review is relevant literature, and we in there from that we need to highlight a research gap. So based on the research gap, let us frame our objective. Research should frame the objectives, and to answer the objective, to measure the objectives, a method of data collection should be we need to mention the method of data collection to measure the objectives, and then we need to mention the method of analysis. Some can also mention the limitations of the study in that. And then we need to mention the budget, timeline, conclusion, and finally we need to have a references sections. Without reference section, we should definitely have a reference section, and we need to mention the relevant recent literature, so that people can understand. We have the researcher has done a quite extensive the research, and they can understand the effort that put by the researchers, right? So with this, I will stop my presentation. If I request the participants to ask questions if you need, so it's up to you now, right? So whatever you want to raise questions, it's I'm very happy to answer to that, right? Respected organizers, please coordinate with the questions and other things. Thank you very much.
Participants, if you want any questions, please raise. Any participants? you have any doubt, writing proposal for funding or what are the funding agencies which are available, what their expectations beyond the Tamil Nadu national level or global level. So he will be able to answer because he went more than 15 countries. He attended many
Okay.
workshop programs
So
so that he can ask the
okay.
questions.
Okay. So you want to know the funding agencies, right?
Yes, sir, of course.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. So there are institutions in India. They fund for the projects. Particularly ICSSR, all of you must know that Indian Council of Social Research. So that funds for research, for social science research projects. Generally, the call for comes throughout the year for various thing that any researcher can apply for that. And the second funding agency is ICHR, Indian Council of Historical Research. That is in India. So that funds research projects on on the research project on historical research. As all of you know, the UGC sometimes call for research project funding. That time you need to, yeah, we can respond to that. And there are also several government departments, right? National Human Rights Commission. They also call for research funding to do research on human rights issues. And welfare, women welfare department, child welfare department, so these departments also call for project proposals, so we can apply for to that, right? And in case of Tamil Nadu, there is a state planning commission, so they regularly call for proposals. And uh, uh, they call for proposals, and you can apply to the respond to the proposal, and you can apply to that, right, for the proposal in the state level. And then internationally, there are British Academy in UK, and other UNDP, and a lot of like UNICEF. So all the international organization regularly calls for research projects whenever they require, right? So the only thing is, we need to develop our expertise, and we need to find out which organization are relevant to us, right? And and please also become member of any international research organization. For example, there is a research organization like Regional Studies Association. When you become a member of that Regional Studies Association, so they will fund nearly 10 lakh rupees for the members of Regional Studies Association if you submit a good proposal, right? So it's not that when you become a member and you will get, it's you have to write a good proposal which is accepted by them. If they accept, they will fund for your project, right? So identify many international agencies, associations, become a member of that, and they will fund for the project. And sometimes there will be collaborative projects coming up. When you write a good project research articles, that will be cited by the international scholars when they come back. So when they are doing research in Chennai, they will, or in Tamil Nadu, when they will come to you, approach you through the your quality research articles. After reading your quality research article, they may contact you and get into collaborations. And this collaboration also very important. So now this ICSS are right, bringing a new initiative. Earlier, I think it was mentioned in the beginning while introduced. I was a part of India Switzerland Scholar Exchange Program. Likewise, ICSS is also introducing new scholar exchange program with Japan and Germany and other countries, right? So you can follow that, and you can apply for the project funding. So this is a short thing, but regularly, if you look into associations, government institution, you will definitely get the call for proposals, right? Any other questions? My contact number, I'm sharing it in the WhatsApp group. Sorry, not. I'm sharing in the message. If any of you want to have a conversation, you can uh, contact me later. Yeah. So, any other questions?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Sir.
And I'm also prefer mailing.
Yeah. Thank you, sir, Dr. Kajal.